And welcome to the top 5. We are going to be going over. This is episode 1. Top 5 for this week. And hopefully another top 5 soon after, because I finally spent my gems that I had saved up on some more credits, which was not nearly enough. Alright, let's start at the bottom. I've got one here I called Counter for the Win.
Establishing.
Turn that down so you can actually hear me talk. Have those problems passed. Okay. Daghost from Terminus. See, both have a Harvester starting. I honestly don't remember what's coming up here, so both got Riflemen, doing some. I got the defense bonus, basic micro. I got my second, focused fire, took out his guy, and we both just stood there because neither of us want to move in. I got a third. He got a Venom to counter, which is good of him. Got Rocket Squads to try to counter the Venom. Tried going after his guy, didn't make it. Got Pitbull to counter the Venoms better than the Rockets. And also to potentially go after his Harvester. He's got Rockets to counter Pitbulls. Back to the Rifleman. Very early game start for both of us. Fighting over the points because it got the half mark. This guy's actually doing really good here. And level-wise, we're pretty comparable. He's got my Rifleman out-leveled and a lot of my units out-leveled because he's running a lot of 9s and 8s, where I've got 7s and 8s. But his base is only a 7, which means his Harvesters are weaker. I didn't really take full advantage of that at the beginning of this match. But it looks like I finally got the first missile there. I sacrificed a unit on the bottom right. And we were fighting in the middle, and I had the top left for that. So I'm doing a lot of APCs, because it's been just, he's doing heavy infantry and air. Micro out of the fire. He makes a mistake with those riflemen just standing in the Tiberium up top. So I've got the rocket squads trying to counter his air. APCs countering the air and infantry. Good place for a Tiberium thing. And again, we're both fighting after all 3 points now because it's at that halfway marker. Just trying to get everything on there. The attack bikes were not a good choice on his part. They're not going to win against the APCs. They're good against air and lightly armored stuff like buggies. I wasn't running buggies, and I wasn't running air. So, yeah, those attack. He made a couple small mistakes there, and I had him mostly on counters and basic counters. That's all it was counters left and right. He did some good counters. I did some good counters, but I out countered him. Alright. That's match history. Let's go on to teamwork for the win. So I think I did teamwork with a lot of my units here. Now some of these are going to be labeled after what the enemy does, if they do something good. I believe I've got at least one of those in here where it was something they did. Or it was a good match for whatever reason, but I didn't win it. I believe this one, my combo was the Confessors later. So I'd win this game. Can't really see what's going on. Let me slow it down while this message goes away. Alright, so I got my attack bikes fighting. He countered with rocket squads. And I had to get out of there. He did really well holding me off, and he's got a Tiberium advantage. So honestly, at this point, he has the advantage. Because I did not manage to take out a Harvester. But I'm still focusing on the Harvester while fighting his rocket squads. He's throwing a lot of money. He's got extra money, but he's throwing a lot away. He's used that power at least twice already. So, and I'm pulling my guys out, wait for those towers to go away, come back, he's got zone troopers now. He went for those heavy late games. I managed to get 1 or 2 of his Harvesters. So, I've got some money. I'm countering his zones with Confessors. Confessors buff any infantry near them. They're good against infantry and air. He's coming in with... I don't know why he's building the first unit he built there, because it would only be good against my attack bikes. He does manage to get out my Harvesters, it looks like. Yep, both of them. So now he's got massive money. And I'm building to go with my Confessors, which are now gone, though. Those cyborgs, which are very good against infantry and tanks. And I'm pulling in... He's doing good trying to get his Harvesters on the point to capture the point to get that missile. He's trying everything he can to get that missile. But, I've got the Confessors are comboing both with the cyborgs, and it's also going to combo with my artillery air unit there, which works like an obelisk. It's good against vehicles. The Confessors are good against infantry and air. So that, I think, was the combo for this was named after, because it's just double comboing up. He needs anti-infantry. He needs anti-air. Building the zone troopers again, I'm not going to say that was a mistake because it worked against my tanks, but at the time, I don't think he saw that. I don't know. But yeah, I'm using the Confessors to do a double combo here, which is great. Comboing with the artillery and with the cyborgs. And it was just that teamwork, the sheer teamwork and force, and he ran dry on money. I think he ran dry on money because he had a few units out with those double harvesters, and there were times it was really close where he would, but he never even got that first missile, you know. So I got him pretty good. All right, dang. Keeps kicking me out of favorites. It's annoying. All right, so we did counter, we did teamwork. I won this one. Blind spot rush. So I'm guessing. Oh, when you send a rifleman, you can see so many 3 tiles away. Knowing that, sometimes it creates blind spots on a map. Let me slow this down. On this map, if you're to send a rifleman along in between the rocks, there's a blind spot along the very top where the Tiberium is. So even if he has a rifleman, he will not see my units unless he sends it up. A lot of times, I will send a rifleman in between the rocks or up in between both points and not be capturing a point right away. Because I went along the blind spot, even if he had a scout, he would not have seen me. And he does get a scout, but he moves it up and he sees me. However, that scout's not going to be able to handle my attack bikes. And I start focusing on the harvester. He gets a pit bull, so he actually can fight my guys now, but it's too late. I don't know why he took so long to get that guy out. I thought he got a scout out in this game because I couldn't see the bottom area, and I figured he couldn't see me. But I went along what would be a blind spot. That's why I call it a blind spot rush. That gave me some money. Used that money to get my own harvester and some counters for his counters to my bikes, which were the rocket squads and tanks. And I mean, he did good with the infantry along the bottom, but I'm harvester harassing, and I'm not too worried about the points because I should have been, but I thought I had the game pretty much in the bag. I managed to get out his harvester again, giving me more money, and I got the missile at the same time, which honestly, that was a miracle. He should have gotten that missile, but he didn't. Anyway, just at this point, I'm playing around and doing tanks for anti-tanks of his, air for tanks that, like, I built a Predator tank, can't fight my air unit, but I'm not microing that very well. He's going for a lot of tanks, so I'm pumping out more and more air, using my power to help take that one. Yeah, that was... The whole point of that was the blind spot. I thought he had a scout. A lot of these I'm watching for the first time with the replay. So, alright, now we have a loss that I had. Something about rockets. Honestly, don't remember. Let's see. He must have done something really good. Because a lot of times, I prefer to show you, hey, this is a good tactic I did, a good trick I did. But even if someone does a trick against me. Evil Eye from Conflict Resolution. Congrats, man. See, he does have me on base level a little bit. Speed this up. He builds rockets, I build rifles. So far I've got the counter. Chasing him, he's avoiding. I built a second rifleman. Yep. Got his guys. So far, I don't know. Oh, I must have misclicked there. I was like, why did I run my rifleman away into the Tiberium? Now I'm countering his rifleman with air. Going after some bases because it's at half. Trying to counter the rocket squads. He's got level 9 rocket squads, so I gotta be real careful of them. Trying to get that top part, but wow, his rocket squads beat my rifleman. That's harsh, man. Rockets beating rifleman. Ugh. His riflemen are higher. Yeah, he's beating me with levels too, pretty bad. But trying to counter him, do what I can. Flame tank. Ooh, flame tank's gonna be dangerous because I need infantry to deal with the rockworm or air, Now, I need massive air for his Rockworm, I need air for his Flame Tank, and I'm building Titans, but the Titan actually does good. I lost the Harvester, but I'm more worried about getting that Flame Tank out of there. Oh yeah, and he just went for my base. He didn't even go for the point. I got a missile, saved my base. Now here, I try to block him off. I'm like, you're not going through the middle, you're not going through the bottom. I'm using the rocks of my characters to create essentially a wall. Right now he's got to go along the top. If he does that, I can try to use harvesters. He's got these rocket squads, which are great against my guys because they're not good against infantry. I've got a bomber just sitting up there, but I have to move to the top to stop from. I didn't want to fight the rockets that way, but again, try to block stuff off, keep him from get a missile. Can't quite do it though. Can't get there in time. Too slow. He did a really good job. Now, rocket squads are not what you'd consider a late game unit, but he was low on money at that point, and he could spam them. And he did. He spammed them all over the place. He was fighting me and winning along the bottom. He was fighting me and winning along the middle control points. He was fighting and winning all over the top. He was just everywhere with those rockets. And then he built, because they were so cheap, expensive cyborg, I believe it was, or anyway, something that backed him up. But that's just switching strategies, and sometimes even going back to an early game strategy and using rockets wisely. I've said this before. Rockets are really good. They're great for their money. And, I mean, even though I had the little 80 cost guys that were good against infantry and tanks, I could not push him back. After he trashed my Titans and my air, he just had the points. The control points, anyway. And my guys are too slow to get there. Even my air unit that I built and set up, I didn't have time at that point. So, very good job with the rockets. That's the kind of stuff don't forget you can do. A lot of people see those big game units. Oh no, he's got sandstorms, I give up. Rockets, bam! Just, alright, let me throw out 2 rockets at it, kill it. Oh, 2 more up here, kill it. You know, you just wiped out 260 cost stuff with 80 Tiberium of rocket troops. And probably took 2 points. And then, you know, he's got to build something to counter the rockets, which is anti-infantry, and you can come up with air tanks to counter that. And that goes back to where he's with the sandstorms. They're just a repeat process. I mean, there's a flow to this, to most armies. You know, I've got save or sacrifice. I think I saved a unit and used it well, and then sacrificed a unit and won the game, something like that. Maybe even the same unit. He started with a scout first. That is useful if someone's rushing you. But if someone's doing my opening move, that is actually a bad move to do. That gives me a money advantage over him. Even though we have the same units and the same level, I got that money advantage. Now he's got a second harvester, so he's going to get money, but at the cost of units. And I'm using my units, and I've already got control of the points. I'm trying to go after his harvesters now that I see that he's got that. I'm using my riflemen to counter his rocket squads. Pitbull, just focusing on that harvester. Once I take that out, I've got the money advantage. So I've got just a huge advantage over him. And he goes for late game sandstorms. I got a missile with this little infantry guy all the way here at the bottom. Got that other infantry guy. Those 2 infantry have done so much. You know, and I'm just trashing his money now because he had nothing out and just left him. He's, again, going back for those sandstorms, which are really good. And I think, yeah, that one little infantry point right here. Look, I sacrificed it. Boom. Saved it, held a point with it. It had, like, no health, and then sacrificed it, even though it had no chance of winning against that sandstorm. But it neutralized it, the point, just long enough, at just the right moment, to where I could fire the missile, because I had the other point. So, you know, timer's going up, going up, going up, and then right as it would start going down, it goes up again and fires. I mean, 1 second too early, 1 second too late, that would have not worked. So, and I could have done the same thing, I guess, with the harvester, but I would have had to send it way earlier, and it would have been, if it didn't work, especially a much bigger boom for him, because he would have had the money to buy more expensive guys, so I'd be in real trouble. Plus, I wouldn't have enough time with that third missile going off much quicker to do a lot. So spamming, getting mass stuff over there, barely, you know, killing his stuff or weakening it, and then sending more over there, I wouldn't have time for that. Or rebuilding the harvester. And if I didn't have the money to build the units because I need the... Yeah. So much could have gone wrong there. But that one infantry with no health won me the match. No one to save your units, and no one to sacrifice them. There's a lot of times I will throw units away when they're weak and useless like that, just so I can build something else fresh. But at the same time, no one to save, no one to sacrifice. Anyway, that was our top 5. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you learned some tactics from it. For those who played in the top 5 against me, good job. Win or lose, it's a learning experience. And thank you all for watching. Please subscribe. Enjoy your day.